Welcome to SHOWOFF SHOWDOWN! In this series, the fighters are called SHOWOFFs, and this is the series for the SHOWOFF SHOWDOWN! Now let's meet the SHOWOFFs for tonight's showdown, shall we? They're the superstars of the ring, blowing away the judges and the competition, and wowing the crowd with their fabulous moves! That's right, Rainbow Mika vs Twintelle! Now sit back and enjoy the show, cause one of their booties is about to get kicked! I put links to the analysis on both characters in the description below. Now without further ado, it's time for the SHOWOFF to Showdown!
Get ready for the next battle. Fight!
K.O. That's all I can say.
Now let's discuss how and why Twintelle wins this hardcore thick showdown. First off, let's discuss who is more skilled and experienced. Now this one's a little tricky. We do know that Twintelle is 26 years old, but it was never directly stated how old our Mika was. Although I think it's safe to assume that she's somewhere in her 20s, so the experience gap shouldn't be too big in this case. Now in terms of fighting experience, we do know that Mika has been training to become a wrestler for many years. But for Twintelle, it's hard to say, since the official armed sources offered very little personal information on her. We do know that Twintelle was a professional movie star, and she has trained her hair to use it in the fighting style of arms. It's hard to say exactly who has the edge in fighting experience, so let's just say it's relatively close. Now let's discuss strength. Now, not only does Mika look like she's in good shape, but she's strong enough to lift Zangief with little struggle, who stands over 7 feet tall and weighs over 350 pounds, which is pretty impressive. Now, in comparison, Twintelle is strong enough to lift and toss around Master Mummy, who also stands over 7 feet tall and weighs 368 pounds. Holy crap, that's close. And that's with just her hair, by the way. So correct me if I'm wrong, but our Mika and Twintelle are surprisingly evenly matched when it comes to strength. Now, it is true that our Mika once tried to wrestle a bear, most likely a Russian brown bear, but not only was Mika clearly struggling to hold the bear back, but she even said she was losing it, meaning she couldn't hold on to it for much longer. In fact, she probably would have been dead meat if Zangief had saved her from the bear. But regardless, our Mika and Twintelle are still pretty closely matched when it comes to strength. Now let's discuss durability. Now once again, Rainbow Mika is definitely tougher than she looks. Believe it or not, Mika once took a punch from Balrog and shook it off like it was nothing.
Don't worry, compared to my special training, this is nothing.
That's pretty impressive, considering that Balrog is strong enough to kill one of Dulcib's elephants with just one megaton punch, which requires at least 10,000 pounds or 5 tons of force. Needless to say, that's quite a hit she took. Now, in the game ARMS, Twintelle is capable of withstanding fire, ice, electric, wind, blind, stun, and explosive-based attacks. Not only that, but she's even durable enough to tank this giant exploding beach ball. Yes, you heard those words correctly. So clearly, she can tank quite a hit as well. Now let's discuss speed. Now, I think it's safe to say that Twintelle has this one, as she is fast enough to block, dodge, and outmaneuver some of the fastest attacks in ARMS, including Bite and Bark's heat-seeking missiles, and Min Min's dragon laser beams, which is much faster than anything Mika has shown, especially since there aren't that many confirmed speed feats in Street Fighter, beyond dodging bullets and supposedly hypersonic Hadoukens, or at least not many that I'm aware of. Now let's discuss their weapons, abilities, and techniques. Now, being a professional wrestler, our Mika has many different fighting techniques, most of which involve grappling, throwing, slamming, pinning, and body locking. Her signature move is the Shooting Peach, where she lunges at her opponent backside first, and it makes a great follow-up to combos. She also has a wide variety of other moves, including the Rainbow Typhoon, Wingless Airplane, Brimstone, Sardines Beach Assault, etc. And not to mention her infamous Tag Team Peach Assault, although that one requires outside help from her partner Yamato, so never mind. Now as for Twintelle, her fighting style is actually the polar opposite of our Mika's, because while Mika really likes to get in up close and personal, Twintelle prefers to outmaneuver her opponents. She always keeps her distance, and uses her long springy appendage pigtails to attack from a distance via the ARMS fighting style. Not only that, but Twintelle's signature ability is where she can slow down enemy attacks and herself in midair, almost as if she's slowing down time, which will definitely be useful in a fight like this. Not only that, but she has 3 different types of weaponized arms attachments that she can use in battle. Her signature weapon is called the Chilla, an ice attribute boxing glove that freezes her rivals to the bone. Perfect for putting opponents on ice, both figuratively and literally, and keeping post-match drinks cold. Her second arms weapon is called the Parasol, a wind attribute umbrella type weapon that blocks incoming attacks in style and leaves her opponent's head spinning. And finally, her third arms weapon is called the Thunderbird, an electric attribute robotic bird that homes in on her opponent from multiple directions. Twintelle can use 2 different types of these weapons, one in each hand, or hair, and mix and match them for different fighting combinations. Okay, now that I covered all of that, here's how I think this battle will go down. Because of Twintelle's agility and superior speed I discussed earlier, she'd be able to outmaneuver most, if not all, of our Mika's attacks and techniques. Now, even if our Mika does manage to get in close enough to land some good moves on her, Twintelle does have the durability to take punishment from Mika before she regains her distance. But another factor that will make it nearly impossible for our Mika to land good close-up wrestling moves on Twintelle is her ability to slow down enemy attacks, which will pretty much nullify most, if not all, of Mika's fighting techniques and elements of surprise. Combine that with her ice-cold fists of fury, parashields, and pet hummingbirds, then it won't be long before Mika starts seeing stars. Now, while it is true that because their levels of durability are much higher than their strength, neither of these girls are strong enough to actually kill each other physically, but at least Twintelle would still be able to beat our Mika by knockout, which would still count as a technical win regardless. Not to mention, once Twintelle unleashes her rush attack and bombards Mika with a massive flurry of punches, it's KO for Rainbow. I think I've said enough. So in the end, Twintelle won by a hair. The winner of this battle is Twintelle.
Next time on Show-Off Showdown! Got any ideas for Show-Off Showdown? Then let me know in the comments below, and hopefully, I just might do them. Now stay tuned for the next episode of Show-Off Showdown!